This message that the Lord wanted me to release is about not assuming all the time that people are okay. Don't assume everything is okay all the time when it comes to people who you may know in your family, people who you may know at work, at church, wherever you dwell. Don't always assume everything is always okay. Look at the photo, okay? You see this lady, she's smiling, she seems happy on the outside when you look at her. You will meet a lot of people like that, where on the outside they seem bubbly, on the outside they seem happy, they seem content with life, but in reality, they are going through a lot. In reality, they are dealing with different mental battles. In reality, things in their personal life are not lining up, okay? Don't always assume that everything is okay just because a person is smiling and it seems as if everything is okay. So the Lord is saying it's important for all of us to take the time to pray for people. Prayer is so powerful. And prayer is so important, in this time especially, People need prayers in this time. People are going through a lot. People may seem like they have a big smile on their face and they're happy. But when they go home or when they are by themselves, they are going through hell. And so it's important for us to take the time to pray for others. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 18, it says, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. In the scripture, Paul is talking about praying for others, standing in the gap for others. We know that prayer is a powerful thing. Prayer moves mountains. So in your prayer time, use a portion of that time to pray for others. Sometimes God will also show you different people to pray for, to intercede for. He will show you something personal that they are going through. And what he wants you to do in those cases is not just for you to know their business, but it's for you to intercede on their behalf so that they will get the breakthrough they need, so that they will be able to get through the difficult time that they are going through. When God shows you personal things about people, it isn't something for you to just know. God shows personal things about people so that we can intercede for them, intercede on their behalf. And with those instances, God will sometimes tell you to bless them in different ways, as far as in finances. God may show you that they have a financial need, okay, and he wants you to help them. If God will show you sometimes what exactly they are going through so that you can intercede on their behalf, because some people may not have the strength to pray for themselves. And so God is just giving you a glimpse of what they are going through so that you could help build them up. Sometimes God will give you a message to give to them so that they would know that God is with them, even though they are going through different things. Okay? Boy, God really loves people. He loves all of us. And sometimes God will have me to pray for people who I haven't seen in such a very long time. You understand? I'm talking years. You haven't seen them in so long, and God will bring them to you, to your mind, for you to pray or intercede for them, because he wants them to be saved. He wants you to intercede for their situation. They may have a heavy burden on them, and God will show you that so that you can help them by praying for them. God will have someone interceding on your behalf, and you may not, and sometimes you will not even know. You understand that certain people are praying for you. Prayer could move mountains in a person's life. Some of you are here because of the grace of God. God has put it on other people's heart to pray for you. God has used people in your family to intercede on your behalf. And you're here because of his grace, and you're here because of the prayers of certain people in your family. In some cases, some of you probably should have been dead, found yourself in different situations, and you experienced different hurdles, and you were able to get through those hard times, hard periods in your life because you had someone You had someone in your family praying for you. That may have been a grandmother, a parent. You had someone in your family who has been praying on your behalf, even though, you were in the world, or even though you were far away from God. Because of their prayers, God kept you. And so, just like how we have people praying for us, we can do the same for others. It doesn't take anything off of us to just say a prayer for someone. You understand? Another thing God wanted me to mention is He was talking about suicide. He was speaking about suicide because of inflation, prices going up, because people are losing their jobs. They're unable to keep up with bills. And there are people who have pride and they would rather suffer in silence. Do you know that? There are people who would rather suffer in silence because they're saying, I don't want to be a burden to this person. I don't want to be a burden to the other person. And they just will suffer in silence because they feel like they should deal with their problems on their own. They don't want people to know that they are going through a rough time because they're embarrassed about it. Pray against suicide in your nation. Pray against suicide when it comes to people you know, because people will smile and just pretend like everything's okay in these times, and things are not okay. They are not opening up about what they are really, really going through behind the scenes. So pray against suicide and pray for others who you may know. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Remember that God is faithful and He is true. Bye.